Welcome to the Movie Podcast. My name is Shbaz, and I am your host for this week's Movie Podcast episode. And I am joined here with Daniel, the man with the plan. I didn't think of an intro.
Listen, man, you had an extra week to think about it.
I did, but I was in Chi-Town.
You're an hour behind.
I was an hour behind, so technically I'm an hour late for this episode.
Got you. So an hour into the show, let me know what my name is.
I'll think of something.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. We're not joined today by Anthony, thank God. For Anthony, I believe, is in Italy.
Yeah, he went
finding the secret sauce that his Nona once made. Am I correct or am I wrong?
I think so. Or he's being inducted into the Brotherhood of Assassins. I'm not one of the two.
One of the two. But Anthony's in LA, the hometown of movies.
Yes.
You know, the Mecca of film.
The Mecca of film, yeah, definitely.
Right? So he's definitely there partying up. But we're joined here today, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're joined by Rex, Slink, Woody, and Buzz.
Yes.
And no, we're not on drugs. And I'm not just hallucinating and seeing them.
They're here in the studio with us.
They are here in the studio with us today.
I would make one of them say something, but we have them standing perfectly right now for the shot, where if I move slightly, it all comes crumbling
One
down.
of them will fall, and but luckily Buzz can fall with style.
Yes.
You know?
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
How's your week been? Or just 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks, I guess, but we've seen each other.
I mean, I don't know. Have I seen you though?
No, not nearly enough. No, but it's been good. I mean, it's been an interesting time for movies. I mean, it kind of sucks right now in terms of going to the movies because every, I guess, big movie blockbuster has been kind of failing.
It's literally right after, when we talked about this in the podcast, right after Endgame came out.
Yeah,
it's almost like every week a new film comes out, it's not doing hot.
Yeah, it's like Godzilla, Dark Phoenix, Men in Black. Like everything isn't, unless it's like more of like a
nothing's sticking right now.
Unless it's like more of a not a blockbuster, they're doing well. Like Rocketman's doing well. Secret Life of Pets is another one that's underperforming. It's a really weird time for movies at the box office.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. And we'll definitely be getting into that as well later on in the episode. Today's episode is a celebration of Toy Story, and we'll be definitely getting into Pixar and how animated films have come a long way. As always, you can catch an episode of the Movie Podcast every Monday across all your favorite podcast services. And if you want to be part of the show, you want to correct us, give us your comments, suggestions, or just, send us some love, you can head on over to thistimewith.com/talk. That's TALK, not TOK or TAK.
No.
Or KO. I don't know how else you can spell
this
it.
Time with /talk. TALK.
Yeah. I also feel more relaxed this episode because Anthony's not here. I just feel like when he's here, he is awful. That's all I have to say about Anthony. No, I'm kidding. Anthony, I miss you a lot, and I hope Anthony was at a wedding.
Yeah.
And Ashley Green was behind him as he was telling us.
So we're just totally exposing her wedding, her itinerary for this weekend.
Well, I mean, she's already gone now. Yeah. The wedding was not. It's not like we're live broadcasting this wedding.
That's true. Yeah, the wedding
Ashley
has
Green,
happened
who you'll know from
the Twilight series.
Yep. That's all I've seen her in. I think.
She's great.
I've never seen Twilight, so.
Yeah, you've never seen any of the Twilights?
Never.
Interesting. Okay.
No, I once was channel surfing, and the first Twilight film was on.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, I will never channel surf again.
And then you canceled your cable subscription.
I will now only use TV Guide before I channel surf.
Okay.
But I want to clear something up in the air first, okay?
Okay.
In the last episode, you guys talked about...
You playing a trombone?
Yeah, me playing a trombone or something like that.
No.
And I want to make it very, very clear. So this is a story, okay? I was in Chicago for a family friend's birthday. And the birthday was happening at a park.
Yeah.
Okay? And... At a park, you can rent a gazebo, and it's like this really nice giant park, and people renting gazebos. We had a gazebo rented, and an area rented to kind of have this birthday party.
Sure.
And at the gazebo across from us, which is a little bit of a distance, I guess you could say, there was a quinceañera happening, which for our Spanish fans out there, you know what that is. For our non-Spanish fans.
I thought you were going to tell them what it is. I'm like, shit, I'm pretty sure they know what a quinceañera is.
For non-Spanish fans, you can Google what a quinceañera is.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. It was happening. Family was getting together. And then they busted out a live band, and we're like, "Oh, okay, this can't be too bad." They were the loudest, most annoying and frustratingly loud band that I think I've ever heard.
Was it like an all brass band? Because
it was an all brass band.
It wasn't a trombone that the gentleman was playing. It was not a sousaphone, actually.
I'm sorry, who?
A sousaphone?
Susan was not there. I don't know anyone named Susan.
The sousaphone. It's a big brass instrument that goes all around your body.
Yes. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you what it's called.
Yeah,
you beat me to the punch there.
I just didn't want to correct Anthony because we were making fun of you. So I'm like, oh, he's on my side today. let me keep this going.
Yeah, Anthony, a trombone, you idiot.
Yeah, Shay's the worst.
Yeah, but how about instead of calling it a trombone, you called it a sousaphone? I
didn't want to correct him. Then he would go on your side somehow.
He would immediately hate you right away.
He's like, oh, Daniel's a sousaphone.
He's also
it wasn't me.
He's also 3 hours behind right now.
It's true, yeah. So he'll hear this later.
Yeah, but they just started playing it, and I remember just being frustrated.
Really, eh?
So that's my trombone story.
Okay, and stay tuned for our episode where we count down our favorite movie quinceañeras down the road.
I haven't seen I think a single film with a quinceañera in it.
Really? Well, now we have to go look for them.
That's Carlos, friend of the show. So before we jump into it, let's jump into the mailbag.
Yes.
And in the mailbag, the first we have is actually an answer to a question, and this is a or a question or like a
Riddler, man. A follow up from last week.
We have a follow up. Is it from last week or the week before?
This is from last week. This is the week you were here.
Correct. And it's fitting because the day we're recording this right now is Father's Day.
It is.
So Gavi, Gavi, Gavi. Hi, Gavi.
Hi, Gavi.
Gavi says, my favorite movie dad is Jim Gordon from The Dark Knight. P.S. If you read this, just want to let you know I'm a huge fan and keep up the good work. Thank you so much,
Gavi. That means really so much to us. That means the world to us.
My heart grew 2 times in size when I read that.
You should see a doctor, Shay.
I am Dr. Seuss.
Oh.
Because the Grinch.
That wasn't planned. That was good, though.
That was
very good.
Right?
No, but Gavi, thank you so much for following up from our question from last week. Jim was a great dad in the Dark Knight series.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe not in 3 so much. Well, maybe. I mean,
why not?
Because he wasn't with his family in 3.
Yeah, but I mean,
but you could. Here's the thing. Gary Oldman is an amazing actor,
100%,
and he just sells it. That scene in The Dark Knight again, probably my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
When he's just coming home to his family after the whole sequence of being captured and dead and coming back, and just his acting at the door where he sees his wife and the wife just hits him and then embraces him. I'm like, this is just
he's great,
amazing. Yeah,
Gary Oldman is great, man. You can't. But I agree. Jim Gordon is definitely one of my favorite movie dads as well.
He's a good pops.
Yeah,
he's a good one.
Even technically to Bruce Wayne, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
he was
definitely a
father figure, right?
Definitely.
So definitely there. Yeah. Second one we have here is Alexis asks. That is a tongue twister for me.
Good thing we don't have an Alexa in this room as well too.
Then it would have gone off.
Everything would have been done.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on actors/actresses playing major roles in video games, a la Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077, Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen in Death Stranding? Do you think it's positive, negative, or somewhere in between? Daniel, I'll toss it off to you for now.
Cool. I don't have a problem with this at all. I think it's really cool. It's a really hands down the best moment of E3 this year was seeing Keanu Reeves appear in the game. It's time to burn the city or whatever. Time to burn a city, samurai, something like that, right?
Yeah.
But that was a really cool moment. I'll be honest, it does pull me out a little bit, just because there's sometimes with actors they're so recognizable. Mm-hmm. Beyond Two Souls is another game.
Yes.
It's a game that I remember for the first time, it's being marketed
so on the nose.
It was marketed with it being
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Yeah.
And I'm blanking on the name right now. Oh my gosh.
Of an actor?
Of an actor, yeah. The other actor that was in Beyond Two Souls with her. Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
Norman Osborn, a.k.a. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. My God, I was just blanking on his name. He's another one that was in that game and just...
I forgot
they're very... they stand out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm all here for them performing and doing that kind of acting. How about you?
I'm honestly this exact same boat as you here. We kind of take for granted how often we see actors of film in video games.
For sure.
For example, I've been playing. Okay, so first of all, before I even get into this,
that quinceañera last week.
No. Before I even get into this next topic here, the Raptors are the 2019 NBA champions.
I was going to say we're going to find a way. This is my train of thought right now. I'm like, okay, actors in video games. Samuel L. Jackson in Grand Theft Auto. Samuel L. Jackson, Coach Carter, basketball Raptors. That's where my mind was going.
You
just said, let's just tell the world.
The reason why is my mind's gonna get there really fast.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why. I'm gonna talk about NBA 2K19.
Oh,
that is literally why. I'm wearing all Raptors gear right now, pretty much. You're pretty much wearing it underneath that sweater, I assume.
Yeah, it's tattooed on me.
Tattooed on you. Yeah. But Raptors are the champions, so huge shout out to them.
Yes.
But I've been playing a lot of 2K because of Raptors and such, and in that game, I agree with you. It's the same effect. You have all these actors like Michael Rappaport's in it.
Yeah.
You have Haley Joel Osment in it. You have the gentleman who plays MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah. Isn't Michael B. Jordan in one of them as well too?
No. Well, I mean, he probably is, but in this one, it's Anthony Mackie.
Oh, it's Anthony Mackie.
And they've done, like, most video games will do a little bit to change their, I guess, actor persona.
Right.
In this game, they've taken absolutely zero liberties to do that. It's literally Haley Joel, and it's Anthony Mackie off the set of Avengers.
Really?
It's Michael Rappaport. It's all these actors that and it literally, I can't see them as the character they're playing.
Right.
I just see
But
them
are they playing? They're not playing themselves. They're playing.
No.
Oh, they're playing characters.
They're playing
too,
characters.
Right?
But the thing is, they're not really acting as a character. Not getting into the character.
Mackie's just like, yo, I'm Mackie. What's up?
He literally is like that.
Really,
He's literally like, I'm Anthony Mackie, pretty much. And Michael Rappaport sounds like he's right from New York, like coming straight out of there. Or was he from Boston or New York? I think he's from New York, right?
I'm not too sure.
And then you have Haley Joel Osment, who's literally like, I see dead people.
Oh God!
But like, yeah,
Play their game.
They're all just doing themselves. So
does it pulls you out a little bit?
It pulls me out a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't see anything negative about it. I do still like it when I see non-famous Hollywood actors in films because in games, because they do such a great job. Like I think of Troy Baker, Nolan North.
Right.
We've had Mark Hamill in the Arkham series.
Yep.
So I mean, there's times where it works really well.
Yeah, and that's
for the voice reasons.
Right.
But when you do the whole like full body, like that is the actor in it, that's when it really pulls me out.
For sure.
A voice, I think, is usually okay.
Yeah, because you again, like you mentioned, Nolan North and Troy Baker, like probably the most famous voice actors. Laura Bailey, another one.
Mm-hmm. Ashley.
I'm gonna let you pull it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you pull it up.
Yeah.
But like it's just funny because like you hear them and then in games they don't look like themselves. Like you see them in The Last of Us, they don't look like Nolan North and Troy Baker.
Troy Baker looks nothing like Joel. I mean?
Like even in Uncharted, like
Ashley Johnson,
that's it. Yeah. Nathan Drake has like some characteristics of Nolan, but it's not him. No. Like it's clearly not him.
Yes,
so like
it's inspired, right?
But like I don't know, it doesn't bother me. I know Anthony says that he's cool with it. So Anthony gives his thumbs up of approval all the way from LA.
He's not here right now, so it doesn't matter.
So he can't give his thumbs up.
No.
But yeah, I mean I'm cool with it. It's just
it's
interesting when games start marketing actors being in it.
That's when it's kind of weird.
That's where there's almost like a little weird switcheroo there for me.
So I think to really, like, I guess from our point of view, to capture Alexis' question here, it's where they ask, is it positive, negative, or somewhere in between? I think it's somewhere in between.
For sure.
Positive that it's amazing that,
I like seeing actors taking video games seriously too, like Keanu and Cyberpunk 100%. Is awesome.
I just wish that it was more on the lines of voice over full, like, except Keanu, like Keanu luckily isn't Keanu in the game.
Yeah.
Like
he looks like
himself, but at least like he has like a robotic arm.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm playing 2K, it's Anthony Mackie in a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
He's wearing an H&M black t-shirt in this
Do you know
game.
what do you remember what Keanu Reeves' character is called in Cyberpunk 2077?
No. Anu.
No. His name is Johnny Silverhand.
Oh.
Yeah. He's played a lot of Johnnies and
Johnny
Silverhand.
Wow.
Wake up, samurai.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah. No, Alexis, thank you for the question. And of course, if you want to send us questions, this time with /TALK talk.
Yeah. Thistimewith.com
yes.
/talk.
What did I say?
You said this time with /talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. Don't listen to me.
No, because you go to the website. I don't know where you're gonna go.
We don't condone it.
No. So let's jump into some news here.
Hey, we did it.
We did it so much better than Anthony as well.
Did you hear how Anthony did it last week?
Oh yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. No, I did it last week for Anthony.
Oh, was it you?
He did it. He did like a weird version of it. He did like boo boo boo, like it was Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something.
I feel like that's you that does it though.
No, but then he asked me to do it and I actually nailed it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to
rewind the tapes and you'll hear.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to that. But let's jump into it. So Quentin Tarantino, QT as we call him around here,
We do.
Oh, cutie.
Yeah. Cutie.
Working with Jerrod Carmichael on a Django / Zorro movie. This is coming from Jeff Sneider of Collider. And where did the project first surface back in the infamous 2014 Sony email hack?
Sony hack.
Yeah, which revealed several emails between Tarantino and then Sony boss Amy Pascal.
Yep.
The story takes place several years after the events of 2012's Django, where Django is still a bounty hunter and married to his wife Brumhilde.
Brumhilde?
Why'd you put a question mark at the end of it?
Because how Christoph Waltz says it. Brumhilde? Is she German?
He's escaping a warrant on his head where he encounters Diego de la Vega, the famous Zorro.
Is he going to a quinceañera as well?
He's probably going to go to a quinceañera playing a sousaphone.
What?
What was it called?
A sousaphone, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
imagine that's how the big climax of the movie's there.
Boom, 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 boom. Because anyways, it remains unclear whether Tarantino would direct the project himself. Now, Tarantino said, 10 films now?
10 films, yeah.
He's at
9 right now.
He's got one more in him. And his name is attached to almost everything nowadays, it feels like, where it seems like Tarantino wants to make a movie, like Tarantino wants to make a Star Trek film, he wants to make a Bond movie, and now he wants to do a Django sequel.
It's interesting because this was a comic book series. Like this, I think it was 12 issues that this came out. This happened already, so the story is created, and I thought it was so cool. I had literally was my wallpaper on my computer forever. Mm-hmm. Just this seeing Django and Zorro, that's such a cool concept, and I think that would work really well in film since we haven't seen Zorro on film
since the Banderas days.
What was the last one? Was the Mask of Zorro was the first one, and then
the Legend of Zorro.
Legend of Zorro was from 2005.
And first of all, Jerrod Carmichael's a very interesting person to kind of work with.
What has he done last?
Do you know Jerrod Carmichael is offhand?
I'm blanking on it.
So, have you seen Neighbors?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was a black kid in Neighbors.
Okay.
And then he had his own show, the Carmichael Show.
Yeah.
He played a cop in another film, I think Neighbors 2.
Okay.
With Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else he's done that would. Oh, he was in Transformers: The Last Night, and mid-90s he played the security guard. Remember when they're at the?
Yes.
That's Jerrod Carmichael. If that rings a bell. Now.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting choice. Yeah. I never thought of him as a guy working with Tarantino, with QT as you call him around here.
Interesting. Okay.
But sure.
What do you think of this though?
I mean, I love Django.
Yeah.
Absolutely love Django. I'm okay with it being a one film and one and done kind of movie.
Definitely.
But if he's got a story and they want to tie it in with Zorro somehow, I'm here for it.
Right.
I'm just saying, let's use our resources, our talents for something different. Right. But again, if they come out with it, I'm going to be there first day.
For sure. And I mean, again, same as you, love the character of Django. What scares me, though, is that I don't want this to have a sequel to this movie where it doesn't need it, where I don't want it to be Sicario 2. Correct. I don't want it to be... I'm trying to think of. We had so many sequels that we didn't need.
That's definitely going to be an episode one day as well. Yeah, movies that don't need sequels.
Movies that didn't need sequels, and I don't want this to be this happens in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're you give us too much when we didn't.
If it's bad, it could be amazing, and 100%. I think if Tarantino's involved, that makes me more excited for it.
Yeah.
But if it's not him directing, I just don't want it to feel like an imitation either.
No. Because that's what we felt with Sicario too.
Right.
I mean, even though it's Taylor Sheridan, which is interesting.
Yeah.
That's another story for another day.
But it's interesting, though, to see this.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see this coming to fruition. And, of course, from that Sony hack that I feel changed Hollywood, in a sense, right?
It really did.
That would be another really cool topic to really dive into what exactly happened.
We'll do our research and really dive into it.
On the 5-year anniversary of it.
5 years. We're pretty much nearing it.
Yeah, December. Yeah. December, right?
Yeah, crazy. Cool.
Yeah. But we'll look out for that, and we'll probably be. Who knows if this is going to come to fruition at all? But I mean, we'll be reporting on it if it does.
Yeah. So Steven Spielberg, Anthony's best friend, is writing a horror series for Quibi that you can only watch at night. This is coming from Michael Schneider of Variety.
Have you heard of Quibi before?
I literally have never heard of it before in my life.
So I literally when I was putting the story together, when I was putting it into our document. I literally I had no idea that this is like a Silicon Valley type cross Hollywood project for streaming and for creating projects. I've never heard about it until this week.
It's not even live yet.
No, it's not, which is so weird. And Steven Spielberg was like, "Yeah, I'll be part of it."
Which is weird because it's a streaming service.
Yeah, And he's still going to be working with Apple for his series of projects. I forgot what it's called. I'm going to look that up right now. But it's just interesting that. What do you think of the concept of being able to only watch it at night?
So let me read a bit more into it.
Sure.
So he's penning a horror series for Quibi that users will only be able to see when their phone knows it is dark outside. Founder Jeffrey Katzenberg said at the Banff World Media Festival in Canada.
Hey,
shout out to Canada. Steven Spielberg came in and said, "I have a super cool story." You know, my Steven Spielberg isn't as good as Anthony's.
No.
I have a super scary story I want to do. Katzenberg said he's writing it himself. He hasn't written anything in a while, so getting him to write something is fantastic. Spielberg has already written 5 or 6 episodes, which Quibi calls chapters, like a novel of a 10 or 12 chapter story. The program is being developed under the title. What was that?
Oh, I was just signaling to the toys on camera. Thanks for continuing to read.
You're just doing karate chops, and I get upset.
Sorry.
Spielberg is also developing a revival of his anthology series, Amazing Stories, for another new content programmer, Apple TV+.
Right.
A clock will appear on phones, ticking down until the sun sets and wherever that user is, until it's completely gone. Then the clock starts ticking again to when the sun comes back up, and the show will disappear until the next night. It sounds so complicated, and I mean, I'm always here for any new ideas.
It's interesting.
It is.
But also, I feel like the majority of time when people would be watching a show would be in the nighttime anyway. Mm-hmm. Or maybe if that's where they have the free time to watch it.
And I'm assuming, like, this show, right now, it's primarily targeting towards phones. I don't like watching stuff on my phone that much. I have a Tennis Max. It's a pretty big screen.
Yep.
But only if I'm like on a quick break will I watch something on there, but I won't dedicate my time to watching a movie or a TV show on there, at least personally.
I'm the same way. Honestly, like the only time I ever the only video content I really watch on my phone is same as you. If I'm on a quick break, I'm watching something, or if I'm at the gym and I'm watching something there.
There you go.
But I'm never like sitting at home.
If I'm at home, I'll watch my TV.
So like, I know it's still early because Quibi, whatever it's called, hasn't launched yet, but like,
No.
Will this come to TVs? Like, won't people want to watch this on TV? You know what I'm saying?
It just seems. I mean, it's a cool idea for sure. The concept is is unique. I'm sure you can probably just change your settings to the date and time to probably watch it if you could. But sure, Spielberg he's also in the same Keanu Renaissance right now, where his name is popping up more times this year than I've heard in the last 5.
He's just attaching himself to everything right now.
It's like he needs money or something.
I hope not.
Yeah, like what's going on?
I hope not. I just feel like anything new right now is like, I'll be part of that. I'll put my name on that because I feel like he's just at a stage.
He's like trying
to
stay relevant.
And,
I mean, you're Steven Spielberg. You don't have to try to stay relevant.
Right.
Your name is etched in history.
His name is a verb, right? It's like, Spielberg. What's going? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
we're gonna Spielberg this. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just, it's just a cool concept. But again, it's like I don't really feel like you need to have that type of restriction on it because I feel like the story, what's making this a story that we're talking about right now is the fact that he only wants people to watch it at night. Mm-hmm. And it's not like he's saying that. It's like that's the only way based on how they're doing it in the app.
And this, I mean, again, we've heard nothing about this. And if our viewers have and you have more information about it, please send it to us. But I'm on their website right now and it literally just says something cool is coming from Hollywood and Silicon Valley. Quick bites of captivating entertainment created for mobile by the best talent, designed to fit perfectly into any moment of your day. And this is
That's like a whole lot of nothing.
It literally is
a whole lot of nothing.
If I can just sum it up, it just says it's coming from Hollywood and Silicon Valley, created for mobile.
It's weird that they're like calling it Silicon Valley though. Like doesn't that like kind of throw you off a little bit when they say like from Hollywood and Silicon Valley? Like
it's the north and the south.
But it's like
California.
It's like they're marketing it as like these two big parts of the world, or like parts of like technology and entertainment. Yeah. But like it's not telling us anything else other than it's like, look, it makes it sound bigger than it probably is.
It really does, and it's just like it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird, but I guess we can just wait and see what happens. We have no timeline on this. There's nothing. It's all based in Los Angeles as well, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, like I'm all down. We're all down for new content and new creative ways of storytelling. But yeah, this is an odd one for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming services, Dune, a series, has been ordered at WarnerMedia streaming service, and Denis Villeneuve is looking to direct it as well. This is going from Joe Otterson of Variety. So WarnerMedia streaming service has given a straight 2-series order to the sci-fi project Dune: The Sisterhood. Villeneuve will direct the pilot with John Spites, who's set to write it, and Spites and Villeneuve also co-wrote the screenplay for the film that they're making right now with Eric Roth. This marks the third official series order from WarnerMedia, their streaming service, along with Tokyo Vice, which stars Ansel Elgort, and Love Life, starring Anna Kendrick, with Paul Feig as executive producer. Elizabeth Banks is currently developing a series version of the podcast Over My Dead Body for the service, while a Gremlins animated series is also in the works.
Warner Brothers is gearing up.
Yeah,
they are gearing up right now.
Explains why we're seeing an end to DC's service. I would hope that this is not end, but like a shift. It's gone quiet, right? It's gone really quiet.
It's only launched in the States at this point. DC Universe. Mm-hmm. It hasn't left the States yet. It was kind of just it released, and it never really had any impact other than, of course, like Young Justice like being well received. Mm-hmm. Swamp Thing, obviously, we spoke about last week, being canceled. I'm all for Warner Brothers to have a streaming service, but again, it's another streaming service I have to pay for.
Yeah.
But if anybody has a good library that's not Disney, it's Warner Brothers.
It's true. Across
superheroes, Looney Tunes, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. They have so much in their back catalog.
They have a lot, yeah.
Friends, like so many TV shows and movies that they could have on this service, that if you're going to have to choose between a streaming service, Warner Brothers would be a really good one to have, right?
There's not that many movie studios left that really, we've been to LA many times, and whenever we've gone to Warner Bros. Damn, I said it like I was a homie there.
Warner Bros.
Warner Bros. We've gone to Warner Brothers.
Warner Brother.
And we've gone to Paramount as well. And definitely Warner Brothers has been this really cool experience. And you can see how much they've touched every area. Whereas Paramount, I found, has these classics.
It's a classic Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
it's that
very
old
classic,
Hollywood feeling, right?
And then that's really it.
Right. But yeah, I mean, like, again, there's no word yet on when Warner Brothers is going to launch their streaming service, or whatever it's going to be called. Do you think it's going to be called WarnerMedia, or is it going to be called like Warner Plus, WB Plus?
I believe that would be
WB. It's going to be plus. A lot of pluses.
Yeah,
a
lot of
services now.
I also kind of feel like they're kind of jumping the gun here with Dune. I mean, like, Dune is a series that many people know about it because of the books, obviously,
right?
But when the film hasn't even come out yet, we got to first see what the attachment rate on this film is.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, they're betting on Denis, right?
Yeah.
They're betting on him. You know what I would love to see get greenlit? A Blade Runner.
I knew you were going to say that.
TV show.
But how, like, I'm trying to think about Blade Runner 2049 here, and it was a great film, obviously. We loved it.
Yes.
Did it capture enough audience, though?
No. And I just think that's, like, it's a weird movie. I feel like a movie like Blade Runner 2049, as amazing as it was on the big screen, I feel like that movie, that large of a movie, I feel like almost would have benefited by it releasing on a streaming service as well too.
Yeah, I mean the movie
and that's weird. That hurts for me to say, but I feel like it would have found a bigger audience. It
would have found a bigger audience, and I'm hoping that whenever it does, is it on Netflix yet?
I'm not too sure if it's on Netflix.
But like, I feel like, well, first of all, I'm glad we saw it in theaters because it needed to be
in
seen
IMAX.
That way.
It was stunning.
It's just not a film that I feel I can revisit too often.
Right.
But I don't know if it gathered and I don't know if Dune can do the same thing. I don't know if Dune can attach people. But I hope it does. I mean, I love Denis, and I'm always here to support him.
No doubt.
His movies are so amazing.
Yes.
But even when I think about films like Arrival, like, did these movies, other than Sicario, even Sicario, I guess you could say,
right?
None of his films made like a mass amount.
They weren't like that, like critically and like
critical
with
hits.
Film fans, like people always will talk about 100%. Them, right? But general audiences, I don't think they're as knowing about them, right?
And you feel like when you're trying to greenlight a new show nowadays, you want it to be for the general audience,
right?
So
at least to open that door, right, for them to get in. But
It's cool that Elizabeth Banks is producing a series based on a podcast. I hope they do one for us one day.
Yeah. Oh,
make a movie about the movie podcast.
The movie podcast movie.
How it all started, and
then would we talk about the movie podcast movie on our movie podcast?
But then we'll be dead. Yeah, we'll be dead by then.
Well, okay, well.
Yeah, things are moving.
How
things
fast
are moving quick here, okay?
Wait, so are they killing us? I don't understand.
They have to kill us before they make the movie.
Okay.
That gives it that emotional ending.
I got
Or we have to kill each other.
So I mean, Tarantino said he's only doing 10 movies. This is our 16th episode. Are we going to reach like 20 episodes and then we're calling it quits?
When's Anthony back? Episode 18?
Episode 18, yeah.
Yeah, we're dead by then.
We're dead. So it's just Anthony?
No, he's done.
Unsubscribe now, folks. Unsubscribe now. Actually, if we could, before we get to the next story, I just want to thank everybody who's given us a rating on iTunes. That helps us out so much with being able to show up on the iTunes new and noteworthy and hot on what's hot chart. So if you haven't given us a star rating, be sure to do that if you can, if you have a second. It really helps us out in the long run. So thank you.
Yeah, huge shout out to all of our fans. And I mean, definitely we wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't listening.
Right.
To our fans in Tunisia. We have a lot of fans in Tunisia.
Tunisia, yeah, where our states viewership listenership is going up.
Yeah.
The Republic of Ireland.
Yep.
Is going up there. So yeah, we have some fans in some pretty cool places. So if you are a fan of our show and listening in a country that is not in North America, let us know. We'd love to shout you out.
What I kind of wanted to do is have people actually write, when they're writing in these amazing questions and these comments, just writing in like where you hailing from, where do you hail from?
You just offended all of our Scottish listeners.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was quoting The Simpsons.
Gotcha.
That's okay.
Maybe we could add it to the form to be like as a
requirement.
Like,
we don't need to know like your address. Just like give us like a country,
Where you coming from? Yeah.
Or like if you're from the States, like give us your state.
Give us your state. Yeah.
I was gonna say province.
No, they don't have. They banned that.
When I was in Chicago,
right.
I had to explain to somebody what provinces and like towns
territories and
like
towns. You have to explain what towns were?
They were like, oh, so like what town is it? I'm like, well, it's not really a town,
but
it's just very confusing. And anyways, but we'll do another episode about that one day.
All right,
let's jump into something more streaming.
More streaming?
Yeah, more streaming. Netflix Division video game.
Boo!
What was that?
That was the sound of the Division when when you press the button on the controller and you're
Alright, so the Division, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain, is coming to Netflix. This is from Julia Alexander of The Verge. So this is announced at E3, was it not?
Yeah. So on the E3 stage, they basically it was such a throwaway announcement too, where they just came on stage after they showed all the new stuff coming to the Division game, which you and I play a lot and we love. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, the Division movie is happening with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain, and it's coming to Netflix. And the guy just pieced off the stage.
Yeah, so it's picking up a live adaptation of the Ubisoft's, or Ubisoft or Ubisoft? How do you say it?
I say Ubisoft.
I say Ubisoft as well.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the Ubisoft mentality.
No, I don't.
Until
I like to say Ubisoft.
Yves Guillemot, who was the CEO of Ubisoft, tells me otherwise.
Well, what does he say?
But he's French though, so he says.
So he is telling us that.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it sound like I'm copying his accents because he goes Ubisoft.
Well, I would love to never call that.
Ubisoft.
The Division. 3 years after the movie was first announced, they're finally kind of like getting things there. There aren't too many details about the film yet, beyond that it obviously is starring Jessica Chastain and Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's being directed by Deadpool's David Leitch, who also did John Wick as well.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Yeah. Ubisoft developer said more information expected to be released in the future, and the synopsis so far from Netflix is, in the near future, a pandemic virus is spread via paper money on Black Friday, decimating the city of New York and killing millions. By Christmas, what's left of society has descended into chaos. A group of civilians trained to operate in catastrophic times are activated in an attempt to save who and what remains.
Very family-friendly Christmas movie.
Very family-friendly Christmas movie.
So it sounds very much like it's just the first game.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, again, they announced this so close to the release of the first game, and the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal is attached interests me, and Jessica Chastain, like, those are great actors. So we'll keep an eye on this. I hope it's good. I mean, Ubisoft is really trying to flesh out their production side now, which we'll talk about a little bit later on with new trailers that we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I didn't play much of the first game, but the second game we sunk in 50, 60 hours?
50, 60 hours easily.
Yeah, so we played a lot of Division 2, and great game. I think there's a
cool
great
concept.
Great story in there. And I think video game movies now are finally in that place where
they can be good.
And I mean, there's not much really going off of here. Like, and when I say they can be good, what we have so far
we're on this streak right now because of Detective Pikachu. It's like, we got one, boys.
It's lukewarm at best. I mean, I enjoyed Tomb Raider as well.
Me too,
not saying that it was like the game changer, but what a movie.
Shay's giving me
what a movie could have, could have been.
Right.
It wasn't a dumpster fire.
No, it was not. It was not at all.
No. So yeah, we have that. We have that Detective Pikachu, and now we're jumping into this. I feel like another one recently came out too, but it didn't do so hot. And I'm trying to
a video game movie.
Yeah.
The only other video game movie that I could think of right now is Sonic.
Yeah, it's coming out, and
it's coming out next on Valentine's Day now.
Shrouded with controversy.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, again, always here for new things, always here for adaptations. I'm always here for whatever is coming out next. Just, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We just hope that, like, obviously, we love movies. We want to create movies. We have created some movies. We just hope that the nice thing now, I think that we're in a time right now that where the people who are creating these movies grew up fans of the content. It's not just how it almost was like in the 90s and early 2000s where it's like, let's just give what's his name, Yui Bowl, like,
oh my god,
a movie, video game property, and make a movie out of it. Like, we're at a time right now where we're having fans of these movies making, fans of these games making these movies. So I'm hoping that this is giving hope for the future.
Yeah, you guys talked about last week, Uncharted film.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg. Yeah,
and again, same thing that you brought up was these are the fans of the films now.
Right.
They're not just literally giving any. Like, they're not. I'm trying to think of a director like
it doesn't feel like it's like a big Hollywood thing. Like, oh, let's just turn this into a movie.
Yeah.
Right?
So, which is great that they're finally getting people that want to do. Even when we think about Metal Gear Solid, Jordan Vogt Roberts,
huge fan of the series,
and someone that would be invested in making the right film.
Definitely.
They're also not like just pushing these films out of nowhere. Like, they're taking their time. Which is great. So,
like, is Metal Gear Solid even officially greenlit? Like, we don't know, but
anything,
he's working
right?
on it.
Which and first of all, excited. Hideo and Konami aren't on the best terms.
Right.
So, like, how are they even getting this?
Yeah,
out?
especially Jordan being a huge Kojima fan.
Yeah,
obviously he's going to pay respect to him in it, but like, is Konami going to allow that? There's so many.
We don't know, right?
There's so many barriers of licensing and all that kind of stuff. But
let's see what happens.
Let's just hope for good movies, and it's cool to see that Ubisoft is involved in the production as they are. So hopefully it's good.
I concur. Cool. Let's jump into some box office recap here.
Box office, yeah.
Is that the theme?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I try a new one every week, and I'm just waiting for one to stick. You know what I mean?
I think we're getting there, though. If you have a theme that you want to make for us for the box office recap,
send it in.
Send it in.
Yeah.
Send it in a voice file if you can. I don't know how. Can they send us one?
No. But just send us the sheet music through.
Send us the sheet music.
We'll read it live. Yeah.
That's a D right there. All right, cool. Let's jump into the box office recap.
Yes.
It has been a rough box office.
Yeah. What's going on there, Shay?
Okay, so let me give you the weekend estimates right now. So Men in Black International, which is the latest Men in Black film, the fourth Men in Black film, starring Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, Kumail Nanjiani, and
Liam Neeson,
Rebecca Ferguson, and Liam Neeson.
Rebecca Ferguson's in it?
She's the three-handed lady.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea.
Yeah, not marketing it well at all.
No, I had no idea it was her.
I didn't even know who the villains were, to be honest with you. Then I saw a poster of them, and I was like, who the hell are these guys?
Are they just people that could turn into the agents, apparently?
Oh, I don't know that. Is there?
I just watched the trailer.
That? Okay.
I didn't just like, they could turn into our agents.
Where's my daughter? Men in Black International opened up with 28 million, 28.5 million. That is painful.
Yeah, and to put it into perspective, Men in Black 3 opened up with, I believe, 54 million 5 or 6 years ago now. And that starred Will Smith.
Yeah. And this movie has a budget of 110 million. So this is going to be worldwide it's made 102, but that's still not good.
No. What do you think the problem was with this, Shay?
I think it's the marketing. I also think no one asked for it.
Right.
I think the biggest thing is that people were not asking for a Men in Black movie right now. Plus,
we didn't get to miss it. We never got to that stage
where to miss it.
Oh, I miss it. Another thing, again, coming from the Sony hacks, where it was originally thought
oh God,
it was going to be a Jump Street Men in Black crossover, which in the right hands could have been good, but also I didn't want the Men in Black world to be in the Jump Street universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I think they're banking too much on Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth's fame from Avengers and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're marketing them so hard where you're not, I don't see them as anything else other than those characters, right?
Like if you look at the first Men in Black film, which came out in 1997, that made $50 million.
Yeah. Here come the Men in Black.
I'm gonna adjust that in for inflation right now to see
how
much that is.
So I thought you were saying you're gonna adjust my
$80 million.
Not bad. Like honestly, and the first Men in Black, my memories of it are watching it at a drive-in theater.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like I don't know why. Like my parents decided to go to a drive-in theater that night.
Yeah.
And that was the movie I think it was the second movie that night that we watched. And again, Will Smith in the 90s.
This is
Bad Boys.
July weekend,
Independence
coming
Day.
out.
Men in Black, like he was
Wild West.
Oh god. But he was just firing on all cylinders, right?
Yeah.
And it just sucks to see that a franchise that, the second one was not a good movie. The third one, Men in Black 2.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
The third one was whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it just feels weird that they're trying to keep it alive and like no one asked for it.
But I also don't think people were watching Men in Black for Men in Black. They were watching it for Will Smith. At least I was.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
I wasn't attached to the franchise as I was attached to Will Smith.
Will Smith playing this character, and that was a cool
Correct.
concept,
I was there for him. I was there for his chemistry with Tommy Lee Jones. So now he's not in it. Like, I'm not itching to go back to the Men in Black universe.
No.
And I love Chris Hemsworth, and I love Tessa Thompson, but also, like, if I want to watch them in a good movie, I'll watch them in Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
Where I can really laugh.
Yeah, just this movie from the get-go, it never looked interesting to me.
Yeah, we'll probably check this film out and give our thoughts on youtube.com/thistimewith.
Yeah, but we haven't watched it yet.
No.
And that's saying something. It doesn't sound like
maybe
a lot
Tuesday.
of people.
Maybe Tuesday we'll go check it out.
Yeah. And it doesn't sound like a lot of people watched it either, unfortunately.
No. And Secret Life with Pets 2 opened up at number 2, which is not open, sorry.
Second weekend number
2. And that hit about 23.8 million.
Okay.
Aladdin, 4 weeks. Going strong,
number 3.
And it's at 16.7 million.
Okay.
So
it's doing well.
Now let's get into the most painful one.
Rocket Man. I'm kidding. We love Rocket Man. Rocket Man's number 5, right?
Yeah, Rocket Man's number 5.
Great. It's doing well. I'm glad to see that.
Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yes. Oh, you know what I thought you were going to say?
What?
Shaft. I totally forgot Dark Phoenix came out.
I actually didn't even see Shaft on it.
I totally forgot Dark Phoenix came out.
Okay, so I'll do Shaft first. Okay. Because this is Shaft's first week. It opened at number 6.
Wow, and they were pushing this movie hard. Every night of the NBA Finals, there were multiple trailers for
8.3 million it opened up at. Who asked for this movie?
Again, 18 years after Samuel L. Jackson played him, let's cast him again. He looks the exact same.
He looks the exact same.
But who asked for this movie? And is it PG-13 as well?
I don't know, but I never laughed once at the trailer. And you know what? If you watched this film and you enjoyed it, that's amazing. I hope you had a great time. Maybe one day I'll catch it on a streaming service. But, I mean, the numbers show right here. It's 6th. No one wanted to go see it.
Yeah. It's not a movie that I'd ever go to the theater to watch. Again, if it was on Netflix or if it was on a streaming service,
a year or two down the road, I'd watch it.
I'd check it out for sure.
Yeah.
I'd check it out for sure.
But let's get into Dark Phoenix, Daniel.
Ooh.
So I saw it in Chicago when I was there, and I watched this in the Dolby Theater.
Actually, before you get into it, Shaft was actually released on Netflix internationally.
No way.
Yeah, so only in North America, Warner Brothers put it out, but internationally, it went to Netflix.
Interesting.
Kind
of like Booksmart.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because Booksmart apparently is phenomenal. We haven't got to see it yet, but it went to Netflix everywhere in the world first, so I feel like it wasn't really given its due properly, and I feel like it tried to open up too wide.
Yeah.
Where it could have.
Just Booksmart is at 14 right now.
14, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, for an indie movie.
For an indie movie, not bad, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, get back into Dark Phoenix.
This is Dark Phoenix's second week, and like I said, I watched it in Chicago at a Dolby Vision theater.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool experience. I highly recommend it. We don't have it in Canada yet, but if you're in the States, definitely go watch a film in this format because it's a very cool format. I really liked it. It's very close to IMAX. Dolby Vision's biggest thing is the blacks on the screen are black.
Right.
Like, that is their biggest thing. Like it's almost like this OLED type of experience, and they really hype it up before the movie starts, and even the inside of the theater looks very cool, very stadium-like.
Right, and that's I love it. I love it.
There's definitely a lot of care and attention to detail, and what I like is that you can't see people ahead of you or behind you, so it's almost like you're in your row by yourself.
Right, but
as amazing as a theater experience was, the movie was not.
You almost saw the movie too clearly.
Yeah, I was like, here's the thing. I think kind of the same thoughts that you gave on YouTube.com and also on the podcast with you and Anthony was that it just felt like it was a build up to nothing.
Right.
And that was my thing too. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, it wasn't.
I just thought it was going to be this train wreck, but
and that's the thing. Like, by it not being a train wreck, at least like they didn't swing for the fences. In it.
No,
you know what I mean? At least
if
they went for something crazy and they failed miserably, I would almost, as weird as it's to say, I almost would have given it more respect. Mm-hmm. Where with this movie, it just feels like nothing. I remember nothing of that movie.
I was talking to somebody today about it, and they were reminiscing scenes with me, and I just was like, oh yeah, I guess totally forgot.
The only thing that I laughed at was, and it was so unintentional.
Was it Ty Sheridan's F-bomb?
Yeah, it was his F-bomb where he just drops it out of nowhere, and then I guess Jean Grey like brings Charles Xavier, like she takes him out of his wheelchair and like brings him up the staircase, remember?
Like a marionette.
Like a marionette. And it looked so weird in the movie where it's like, it was supposed to be like a crazy moment of shock, but like they didn't pull it off in the movie. So it just came off looking so odd.
But it's weird because like, when you think about it, like in The Last Stand as well, same writer, Jean Grey lifts Charles Xavier, but this time explodes him. And this time she's like, no, I'm going to make you walk.
Right.
Like,
it's weird. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it just sucks that it's not a good movie.
No,
it's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. But to talk about how it did, second week, it only made $9 million.
Ouch,
$9 million.
Yeah, Simon Kinberg's been like publicly talking about this.
He's been taking some heat for this film.
Yeah, and he's been publicly saying like, hey, you know what? I had a great time making this movie. Of course, I don't doubt that he did the cast that he had, but it's interesting though because like his career is going to go on. You know what I mean? Like, he's still going to have a great... He's produced some amazing movies. He's going to continue to produce.
This is not going to tarnish his reputation.
No, he's just going to kind of go on where some other directors where something like this would happen and then you wouldn't see them forever.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the worldwide now, it's made about $200 million, so it's made back its budget.
Yeah.
But, I mean... That's
nothing.
That's nothing. You don't want to break even.
Right.
On a big superhero film. You want to get money.
And technically, like, that's Disney's money now. Disney didn't pay anything for this movie, right?
They're just so like, Disney's sure.
Just like, we'll take the movie on. We'll take the money from this movie.
So yeah, that's the box office this week. A very, very sad box office, and I hope it picks up
this week. It definitely will. I think. I feel like there's something coming out this week that should.
I don't know what it is, but we'll definitely get into. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about what's coming out this week. Then we'll get into trailers.
Sounds good.
So out this week.
Where were you going with this, man?
I was hoping to make a song out of it, and then you just kept staring at me.
Because I don't know what note that was. Like, I thought you were...
That was a high F sharp.
Okay, I thought you were going to be like, you got a friend in me. I thought you were going to go to try and pull a Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
You got a friend in me. I feel like our Randy Newman is Bill Cosby now.
He is. It is Bill Cosby meets Randy Newman. It's a show no one asked for. I thought you were going. You
just went for the high, like.
I didn't want to do the same because then I feel like
that was a transition.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were trying to sing a Toy Story song, man.
No. No, that would be awful if I did that.
It was. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm going to actually leave if that's the case.
I think we should just end it. Call it here, man.
You can continue the podcast.
Okay, hello.
But out this week, Toy Story 4.
Wow, we're here. This feels like this was years away.
It was.
Like that's how time works. But it's funny because like when this movie was announced, I feel like it was 2013? 2012, where like we first heard the rumblings of like, hey,
I think we've always heard
Toy Story 4 is going to come,
but after Toy Story 3, you and I pretty much were always like,
I'm still crying.
Yeah.
I'm still crying from Toy Story 3.
Like, none of us want it, but it's here now, and it's getting rave reviews. I think it's still sitting at 100%.
It's a hundo P on Rotten Tomatoes.
P on the Rotten Tomatoes still. So that's great.
Which is relieving.
Which is very relieving. Right? People are always saying, don't worry, it's really damn good. So I'm glad we're seeing it this week, and we'll have our thoughts up on youtube.com/thistimewith.
Something you mentioned as well, too.
Did I?
You did, not on the show yet, but you mentioned that there's not going to be a short in front of this one.
Yes, so definitely going to get into that. So, yes, this is it's funny because Toy Story 1 didn't have a short in front of it.
Right.
Bug's Life did.
Yeah.
That's kind of where the tradition started from. And then Coco technically didn't have
Remember me, Miguel.
Papa. Coco didn't have a short in front of it, but it did have, for the first weekend or week at least, or month, it had that 22-minute long
Frozen
short, which honestly I
thought we were crazy for not liking it, but the internet went ablaze when that happened, right?
Yeah.
And Disney was like, oh yeah, this was always intended to be a limited release, but they pulled it after the first week, right?
Like, it was
long.
so and the thing is, we didn't know how long it was gonna be.
No.
And then it just kept going, and when I'm watching a Pixar short before what I really want to watch, I want that short to not overstay its welcome. This was an episode long.
This was an episode of long.
In front of a children's movie? I get it,
What?
but kids only have a short attention span. They're probably falling asleep by the end of Coco.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that was a huge misfire on them.
But it's interesting that there's no shorts.
I thought there was, because remember they're starting this whole Spark Shorts thing.
Right.
So I definitely thought that one of those shorts.
I think that's coming to streaming services
I guess
too,
so.
probably.
I guess they maybe didn't have anything ready, but they didn't say what the reasoning is. They just said they don't have one for Toy Story 4, which is kind of a bummer because I loved seeing the shorts.
It was always a nice,
every short to me has been amazing.
Yeah. And we'll talk about them a little bit more once we get into Toy Story
100%.
later. Toy Story 4 this week. I can't believe it. I can't wait for us to review it.
Yeah, another toy film coming out this week is Child's Play.
Yeah.
Which
another
is a reboot.
toy comes to life. Yeah.
And their marketing, I think, has been great.
They're leaning into it. Their posters are literally just Chucky destroying Toy Story characters.
Yeah,
and
the same.
They're leaning into it. Like, good for them. They're trying to find their spot. They know they're not going to win the box office this weekend.
I don't think it's going to do well at all.
You don't think? Do you think it will come in the top 3?
Yeah, I think it could. My only problem is that I feel like the marketing still isn't there.
Right.
I feel like the star power isn't there.
Right.
I also think that horror movies do better in the season for
fall
horror
and
films.
winter. Yeah. It's a weird time for it to come out. I mean, they're super smart for going against Toy Story because it's literally the anti-Toy Story, but Toy Story is going to dominate this weekend. So I don't see a lot of people going to see this movie. I could see it opening between 15 and 20 million this weekend.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
I'm already gearing myself up for the reports coming out of kids sitting in the theater waiting to watch Toy Story 4
movie,
Child's Play.
100%.
Child's Play
we know what's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
And Mark Hamill's doing who's doing the voice of Chucky as well too.
So, yeah.
We'll see. We shall see this time next week.
Yeah, this time with us next week.
Yeah, it's our spin-off show coming to Disney Plus. Yeah.
Anna is also coming out this week. This is the Luc Besson film.
Yes.
Again, he loves his single female named films.
Right.
Lucy, Anna, so
with badass take down everybody,
just
martial
generic
arts,
Russian spy films. And
I think it's a tagline for this movie.
Yeah, generic Russian spy film. Anna also stars Cillian Murphy.
Yep.
And someone else probably. Oh, Helen Mirren's in it too.
Right. Who plays Anna?
Who plays Anna?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of her in my life.
Okay.
Do you know her?
I don't. I'm not too sure of her name.
I just know she's very attractive.
Right.
I can find out for you, Daniel.
Okay. It's not too much trouble.
If it's not too much trouble, Anna is being played by. Her name is Sasha Luss.
Okay.
Sasha Luss.
Okay.
What has she done, Daniel? You ask. Well,
I didn't, but okay.
Yeah, she was in Valerian, which is also another Luc Besson
great
film.
Yep.
And she was in Kanye West's Wolves video short.
Ooh.
That was it. Yeah, that's all she's really done.
Right.
So, yeah, she's very, very attractive.
Okay.
But that's it. Swinging Safari. I've never. Do you want to what's the plot this on me, or do you know what it is about?
What's the plot? So, is this a real movie, or did I just make up Or did I just make up
Did
this
you
name?
make it up? Because that'd be awful if you did.
What do you think?
I hope
Is it real
Is it
or
real?
is it fake?
Is
You
it-
tell me.
Was this a new game we're playing? Is it real or is it fake?
You tell me.
Did Daniel add this as a
Movie or
document?
not?
It's real.
Movie or not? What do you think of that name?
I
We
like
can bring
that.
it back. Movie or not?
Okay, it's real.
It is real.
Oh, thank God.
This is a real movie coming out. It's an independent movie. I'm blanking on who's in it right now. I'm going to tell you right now.
What's the plot for me? Don't tell me what it's really about.
What do you think it's about? Because I know it's a real movie.
But I do too, but I don't know what it's about.
Swinging Safari?
Yeah,
This
tell
is
me.
when the king of swing himself
Oh,
went on a safari in the deserts. See, that's the thing. He went on a safari in the desert. You know what he found?
tell me what you found.
Sand.
Ah,
Yeah. And you know what you do with sand?
swing.
Exactly.
Damn, who's it starring?
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton?
Kate Middleton. And
The royal Kate Middleton.
the royal.
Jeez, wow.
Hello, Kate Middleton. And
Her Highness.
What's the other royal? Who was an actress?
Meghan Markle?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
She's
the
not
actual
in
one
it though. She's not in it though.
She's the only one that's an actress. Kate Middleton was an actress.
No, Kate Middleton is in it.
Oh, so she took lessons from Meghan Markle.
Yeah, Kate Middleton is in it. Helen Mirren is in it, and
nice.
of course,
she's playing.
you know
the
who
queen.
else is in it, right? Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. He's always in it.
No, this movie.
Did we tell you what it's about?
Yes.
Okay. It's about a teenager
Yeah.
who comes of age in a small Australian town during the 1970s when a 200-ton blue whale gets washed up on a local beach. You know who it's starring?
Who?
Guy Pearce and Kylie Minogue.
Okay.
As in, like, I can have my
Yeah.
yeah. Weird.
Oh yeah.
Did not expect that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we
And
have
how about Wild Rose?
Wild Rose.
Movie or not?
It's a movie.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's about. Do you
Okay.
know what's the plot for you?
Yeah. Tell me what the plot
Wild
is.
Rose. It's actually a sequel to The Poison Rose with John Travolta. But this time, John Travolta is being played by... it's a younger version of himself.
Yes. Oh, it's a Gemini Man.
Yeah. Played by Donald Sutherland.
Okay.
Yeah. They
So
chose an older actor.
to play it. Okay.
But Donald Sutherland is playing a 16-year-old John Travolta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see
No
it.
makeup, no
see
effects.
it.
It's just John.
It's all in camera.
It's Donald
Practical
Sutherland
effects, baby.
right now. It's all real.
Wild Rose isn't in fact a real movie.
Isn't?
Is. It
Oh,
is
okay.
a real movie, and it tells the complicated story of Rose Lynn, a woman on the quest to become a country music star.
What's it about?
While
Who's
also
in it?
grappling with the responsibilities of being a recently released from prison and
is
young
Donald-
mother of two children.
Is Donald Sutherland in it?
He is
at
not
all?
in it, unfortunately.
Is John Travolta in it?
I don't think we know anybody.
I don't
who
know
really
anyone in this film, actually.
Yeah, but it is a real movie, in fact.
Directed by someone we've never heard of either.
There you
Okay,
go.
Cool.
But it is real, and it is coming out in theaters this week.
Sounds great. And let's jump into some trailers.
Yes.
So, Mystic Quest, Raven's Banquet, Apple TV Plus. What do
Right.
you think of this trailer?
Yeah, so this dropped. Rob McElhenney. It's funny because like when I was watching E3 this week, I swear I saw Caitlin Olsen in the audience. I was like, oh my god, was that Caitlin Olsen? And then they literally cut to Rob on stage saying, "Hi, I'm Mac." No, and he's like basically introducing his.
So
show.
we're huge fans of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, huge. And basically, the concept of the show is that he's a game developer. He's the game director of the most popular game in the world, and they are releasing like an expansion for the game. And it's kind of the whole plot of the show, I guess, is that it's them dealing with the release of it. What do you think of it? Did you see this trailer?
Do you want to tell the truth?
I want you to tell me.
Yeah, I didn't see this trailer.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was probably in Chicago. That's why.
I'll be honest.
You
It
don't have
didn't really.
trailers there.
It didn't really do much for me.
Okay.
And it has a stacked cast in this show.
Oh.
Maybe it's the name. Maybe it's the logo. How it looked. It didn't do. Like I'm interested. I'm 100% going to watch this day one. But when I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, oh, this doesn't look super engaging. But I'm hoping it's going to prove me wrong because it looks. The concept is cool. The trailer itself didn't do anything for me. Maybe it's just a trailer that I don't think it presented well.
Yeah. Then we got a trailer for Frozen 2.
Yes.
Great trailer.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Frozen 2 Electric Boogaloo. Great trailer. Again, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm not the hugest Frozen fan. I didn't dislike it or anything.
Right.
It didn't connect with me as much as it should have. But I'll be there for Frozen 2. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, it's finally coming 6 years later.
Good things take time.
Yes, it does. And the animation is amazing. This is like Pixar level animation.
Yeah. Because it's not a Pixar film. People always call it a Pixar movie, but it's not.
It's not. No.
So shut up.
How dare you? First of all, no. But we've been seeing Disney Studio, like Disney Animation, has just upped their game.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it. It looks cool.
Dr. Sleep, a sequel.
Not Dr. No.
No, because in the document, Daniel had written Dr. No.
I had James Bond on the mind.
I definitely had to go over and go, what the hell is that? Dr. No's coming back? Dr. Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, which is a book written by Stephen King, Dr. Sleep. And now this is a sequel to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not necessarily to the book itself. They're doing a sequel to the film.
So I think I mentioned this in the episode where we talked about films that we have never seen. Shining is one of those movies that I've never seen, but
watch it.
I know enough about it to kind of get me across. I didn't know Dr. Sleep was a sequel until the trailer started, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And then I started seeing all these Shining moments.
Yeah, and you hear the music. And
I thought it was so cool. It was blowing my mind. I can only imagine a fan of the movie series must have been going crazy. Like I'm thinking of one of the biggest fans that I've ever heard of is Lee Unkrich, director of Toy Story 3. Yep. In every Toy Story film, he tries to include something from The Shining, which is I know an odd thing.
Like the carpet in Sid's house. And...
small things like that. That was a weird cough. I'm so sorry for anyone that heard that.
But it looks cool.
Looks great.
It looks great. Ewan McGregor is in it. That shot of him in the door, looking through where they.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, where the axe broke down the door. I'm like, this looks beautiful. Crazy. So I'm excited for it.
I'm also excited.
I'm really excited for it.
Pennyworth, which I mean, sure.
Which is the
Alfred Pennyworth.
Alfred Pennyworth prequel series. Sure. Okay. Sure.
I mean, yeah. Official Secrets.
Yeah, this is with Keira Knightley. This is coming out.
Official Secrets.
Official Secrets. You want to give a stab at the plot here?
Yeah. Back in World War I, the Queen was creating a list of secrets to send to spies that were out amongst the European arena of all of Europe.
Are you guessing this right now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because it's not far off.
And I know, because I okay. And basically, the Queen listed these as official secrets. Okay. And Keira Knightley plays the Queen's left arm in CGI.
So, Official Secrets is a film. It's an American-British political thriller starring Keira Knightley. Ooh. And it's about the British intelligence officer turns into a whistleblower after learning NSA espionage plans designed to ensure passage of a resolution of a war against Iraq by the UN Secret Council.
I was pretty damn close.
So if you said that to somebody, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So good job, Shay.
Again, she plays her left arm. I just want to make that clear.
That isn't specified in this trailer, so I can't confirm nor deny it.
All right. Well, what about Dark Season 2?
Dark Season 2. So Dark was a really popular series on Netflix. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
Neither have I.
But it's getting a second season, and the trailer is out now.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Great for the creators. Let's talk about what we're watching. Daniel, what have you been watching?
So this week, it's been an interesting week. So a little bit.
Okay.
You were gone. Anthony's gone. I was just walking around in circles.
Yeah.
We've been mentioned a couple times. It's been E3 this week, so been watching a lot of conferences. Mm-hmm. We watched Toy Story 2 yesterday. So
we did.
This is the first time I watched Toy Story 2 probably in, I want to say 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And again, we burnt out these cassettes growing up, so we'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah.
So watched Toy Story 2. Been watching a lot of Fresh Prince as well too, just because picked it up on iTunes on sale, and that's just a show that it's such an easy watch. It's one of those shows that I could just have it on in the background while I'm doing something. It's nice to. It's very comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? What are you watching?
I watched Toy Story 1 and 2. It's funny. You and I never talked about Fresh Prince this week, but I actually just been watching it all week as well.
Really?
Which is really interesting. Even today I was watching it too. I finally finished Barry. I'm fully caught up on season 2 now. So
how do you feel?
Love it. Great show. It's so funny.
Bill Hader's amazing.
Yeah. Have you started watching it yet?
I started watching season 1.
Okay.
I'm episode 3.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's a weird voice you're doing there.
Yeah, but I have to get back into it. I keep saying that on our show that
you do.
But now that I don't have any excuses not to. I was gonna come up with an excuse of now that
my left arm is feeling better.
Now that Keira Knightley is playing the Queen's left arm, I am ready to get back into
Now that I've drank this bottle of water, I can finally start watching the show.
I'm finally ready. No, but I'm 100% down.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's such an easy watch too.
Really?
It's because it's what 10 No, it's 8 episodes.
8 episodes and it's half an hour, right?
Half an hour. That's nothing.
That's what I love about the HBO shows where they could do like the drama or comedy shows that are half an hour.
Yeah.
And they're literally 30 minutes because there's no commercials.
No,
so
yeah.
So I have to get back into it.
Yeah, and that's really it. I didn't get a chance to watch much else. I mean, it was to be honest with you, this whole weekend, even when I was in Chicago, it was the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, we've been watching basketball.
Been watching a lot of basketball.
Do you have a favorite basketball movie?
Is that a stupid question? Are you stupid or dumb?
Are you stupid or dumb?
Is pretty dumb. Space Jam, my guy.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I mean,
come on in.
Jam. Wait, what?
Slam.
Well, come on and slam, and we'll go do the jam. Oh. Sorry to all our fans.
Yeah,
I think all the fans that we thanked today, we lost.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you want 5 stars on iTunes?
They are.
Here's one.
People are asking for Anthony to come back to control us.
Oh no.
I think when Anthony's not here, we're on loose. We're running loose right now a bit.
You think we're running a bit looser?
I think I'm more free. Because I have all this space here.
Yeah, you're not playing a trombone either, so you have a lot more space. But yeah, for sure.
Do you have a favorite basketball movie?
Jam, Space, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one likes Like Mike, eh?
I like Mike. Yeah. I like Mike. I like Mike
too.
It was a good one. I didn't like Mike too.
No one did.
But Like Mike was a movie that I watched.
I love Coach Carter as well.
Coach Carter's another great one.
Yeah. Basketball Diaries.
Air Bud.
Airbud
2, where he plays football.
No. I liked Air Bud 1. It came for free in my cereal box.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you get a VHS of it?
No, a DVD.
Oh,
why would I have a VHS of it?
Air Bud come out.
Yeah, but I also got Lost in Translation in the General Mills.
Gave you Lost in Translation?
Space.
Oh, Lost in Space?
Yeah, with Matt LeBlanc and Gary Oldman.
Okay. But then they give you Lost in Translation. I'm like, what kind of indie ass cereal are you eating, man?
You know how to eat Vitamix? No, I was eating. When as a kid, they had this thing where you know how they used to come with video games.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they also had a period of time where they came with movies. The Mask came for me in a cereal box, and I got Lost in Space.
Was this in Canada?
This is in Canada, and I got Air Bud.
Okay.
Yeah. You weren't eating cereal during this time.
I wasn't eating cereal this time.
At this time period, you were not eating cereal.
I got the video games. I got and that was a time too where the things that came in cereal boxes were actually in the box. It wasn't like you had to send away for it with a lot of things. Like I got a pair. I literally got a pair of. I bought a box of Cheerios, and you got a free pair of socks.
Yeah.
And I had to go to the website to sign up for it. And they literally came like 9 months later that I just got an envelope in the mail that didn't even have my name spelled properly. So I'm like, what is this package? And it was just an envelope with yellow socks in it.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
But to answer your question, to my own question, favorite basketball movie? Space Jam for sure.
Good. So I was just doing some research into my cereal box movie thing. So Kellogg's and General Mills did it, and they had The Mask, Monkey Trouble. That film.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, the live action one. Back in, I guess, 2004, whichever one that one was.
Probably not a Disney one.
No. And then, like I said, I had Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yep.
Then I had Lost in Space and Air Bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is it time?
It's not that time yet.
Okay.
I'm kidding. It is that time. Topic of the show. You got a friend in me. Toy Story, our love for Toy Story, our love for Pixar. Let's get into it.
I've told this story before on the show.
Have you?
But
tell it again.
But literally, my first memory as a human being is standing on the seats of the movie theater watching Toy Story 1. I don't know why I remember that.
3 years old?
I was
2 years old?
2.5.
Yeah, you definitely don't remember that, but okay.
I do, dude. There's just something where I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's something embedded in me that's like my earliest thing remembering, and my whole life, Toy Story has been so important to me.
Yeah,
like this Woody that I have at the table right now.
Thank God you specified what you're talking about.
This Woody doll that I have on the table right now. That is
this Woody that I have in this movie right now.
This Woody I have a Toy Story. No, but like this Woody doll that I have on the table is from 1995.
Great year.
That was given to me. I can't find his hat. I'm living that plot point in the movie right now. But
a very small subplot in the film.
Very small.
Actually, in both movies.
Both movies. I feel like he loses it in every movie, right?
He does. Yeah, he loses it in Toy Story 3 as well.
Yeah. And probably in 4.
We'll find out.
We'll find out this week.
We're going to update you guys.
This series means so much to me. Like playing the video games, obviously burning out our cassettes watching this. I still have all my cassettes for 1 and 2. How about you, Shay? I just didn't want to keep going.
It's so anticlimactic.
No, because I have more to say.
Okay. I have a lot to say as well.
I'll pass the baton.
I mean, I was about 4 years old when this film came out, and I watched it in theaters. I was still living in the Middle East. Actually,
were you in?
I was in Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates. And when I came to Canada, it was about 96. I bought it immediately on VHS at that time.
Yep.
And I just, again, this is a film that I think I watched every day, probably multiple times in a day.
Yes, easily. We had to rewind it.
I waited for that cassette to rewind.
Yep.
And when Toy Story 2 came out, you better believe I was there day one in theaters,
right,
watching it nearby.
Boys are back
house.
in town. The toys are back in town.
I was gonna say,
remember
what? The boys are back in
town. The poster for it?
Yes. I remember I wanted it so bad because DVD was just starting at this time too, but my parents bought it for me on VHS. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine, whatever. Cool. But I remember I used to go to my cousin's house to watch it on DVD all the time.
Right.
Love Toy Story. And then when Toy Story 3 came out, it was right at that transition period where I was going into college. I'd just been in college for about a year, and the movie was about Andy going to college. Yeah. And it just felt so right. I felt like I was literally growing up with the films.
Yeah. And I think that's like, we'll go movie by movie, but when I think about same thing with Toy Story 3 came out when I was going into grade 12, so my last year. So I was kind of like right behind Andy in that sense, just like you were, right? Like we were
just right ahead.
We are in that range, right? So when you're having that crossroads in life and you're seeing that in of all places, an animated movie,
right, that
we had such an attachment to growing up, and I thought that was so brave of them to actually be like, you know what, let's not make it where so many animated movies just the concept of time isn't there. They leaned into that and they made that so important to the character of Andy and to Woody and to Buzz, and it just hit hard even more. And the fact that Toy Story 3 was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Shout out to my cousin Joshua who broke my Buzz Lightyear, my original Buzz Lightyear. It's a
weird shout out.
I'll shout him out because I'm actually going to put him on blast.
Oh.
We had like a playhouse in my basement, and he said, look, Buzz could fly. And he threw my Buzz Lightyear off this little playhouse. His head popped off.
I mean,
and then I returned the favor to his Buzz Lightyear, and he had a cool like platinum Buzz from Toy Story 2, and I went, puh! And I broke the head off of that too, just in retaliation. But I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
I have so many Toy Story toys everywhere, and I was trying to find my Woody. I actually dressed up as
Let me find your Woody. All right.
No,
I'm kidding.
So I dressed up as Buzz first. I'll tell that story after. But
that story is a funny one.
In the grade 11 or grade 12, I actually dressed up as Woody for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
And I made the costume myself, and damn, did it look dope. The only thing sorry?
You have pictures?
Oh, 100% I got pictures. I'll find them. I'll post them up on the Instagram, yeah. And I also dressed up as Buzz Lightyear. Oh. And this is like, I remember when you and I first started becoming like closer as friends, and I'm like,
one day. Oh, you mean we already
wait
are?
A second.
Okay.
I remember telling you the story about the year I went as Buzz Lightyear for Halloween.
Actually led with this story.
When I first met you.
You wanted me to be a friend based on like a pity.
I'm like, hey, what's your name again? Shabuya?
Shabuya?
I'm like, yeah, so basically what happened was, this is probably in 2000, 1999, 2000, I dressed up as Buzz, and probably, when did Toy Story 2 come out? 99?
98, I think, in 99.
Yeah,
99,
so
yeah.
They had Buzz Lightyear costumes, but it wasn't like with a full helmet and everything. It was like a backpack with inflatable wings that popped out, and like a chest plate that you could actually press the buttons, and like it would come out with a speaker with Buzz
Lightyear to the rescue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, like, I was trick or treating in my old neighborhood, and I was like, I was a husky kid. You know what I mean? I was a little chubby kid.
Yeah.
And a chubby adult. But
so that podcast.
So I remember knocking on this family's door. I'm like, trick or treat, and then the stupid guy who lives there, like this old, and this is the thing, like, he wasn't a younger guy, he was an adult, right? And I know I'm a kid saying that, but like I remember my dad talking to him afterwards, like, this guy was an adult, and he looked at me and he's like, "What are you, a fat airplane?" And I was just like, "What?" Like instant tears, right? Because who says that to a kid? Who says that to a kid?
Yeah, because that's what I said to you the first day I met you.
Yeah,
like, what are you, a fat airplane?
Like, put your arms down. Was it
trying to fly away right now?
Dingus? No, it's Daniel. But despite that, my love of Toy Story has only grown more
That
fonder.
is so mean. I hope
mean,
that
right?
guy's listening to this podcast right now.
I hope. What if he was one of the questions? What if that was Gavi who wrote it?
No, that's not.
Let's not do that.
Let's not talk about the Gavi.
Gavi.
We don't know Gavi, but shout out to Gavi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's listening to this podcast right now. Yeah. I hope he's he's living his life to the fullest.
Yeah, and I hope he enjoys Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Toy Story 1 comes out 1995. John Lasseter, director.
Yeah.
And he Toy Story was the first fully computer
animated film,
right? And it was such a big deal that they won a special achievement Oscar the next year.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about our love for Apple as well. I mean, Steve Jobs, one of the co-founders of Pixar 100%. As well. And you can really feel Apple's quality and attention to detail in the movie as well.
Yeah, their
DNA,
their DNA is cross-pollinated for sure.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
So you definitely get that vibe, and it was a great time period for Pixar and Apple, and Steve Jobs was finally coming back to Apple as well, and so much was happening at that time. Man. It's really cool to see how far Pixar as a company has come.
Right.
We're at a point now where how many films do they have deep now? Almost 20 movies, more than that?
Nearly there.
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite at 20 yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a fact check on that. Someone is yelling at us saying, "Hey,
they only have 13."
Okay. What is it, like 16, 17 movies maybe? We're gonna get a count.
Yeah, they're at 20.
Wow, they're at 20. Is Toy Story 4 20?
No. Toy Story 4 is 21.
Oh wow, good for them.
Yeah, so that was pretty good.
Damn, yeah. Pixar is one of those companies that I always wanted to work at growing up, and we actually went to Pixar.
Yeah, we went to Pixar.
We didn't get to go inside.
No, we tried our best to.
We tried so hard to get inside there, but we were basically just walking around the campus of Pixar, and we were just seeing the Luxo Jr. in the
Steve Jobs Theater.
Steve Jobs Theater,
Steve Jobs building, whatever they call it.
What a culture there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Pixar's definitely had way more hits than misses, and when we talk about their list of films, I'll actually list them all right now. So we got Toy Story.
Yep.
A Bug's Life.
Yep.
Toy Story 2. Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, Incredibles 2, and here we are at Toy Story 4.
Wow. Not a lot of sequels. There are definitely some sequels. They never used to be a sequel company, but wow, just what a run of movies they have. And it's crazy when watching Toy Story 2 yesterday after watching Toy Story 1. What a jump in animation.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, the jump of the quality.
Yeah. I also actually grew up with a lot of Toy Story toys as well. I'm sure that was their whole idea behind it. I had the metallic Buzz, and I remember when I got the metallic Buzz, I was very upset.
Why?
Because I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Excuse me, Santa? We need to have some words.
I was like, what's going on here? I was so upset. I remember this isn't the same. All the kids at school would make fun of me for having a metal Buzz. It's probably fake. Because I also did, throw my Buzz off the...
You thought he could fly, eh?
I wanted to know...
Sailing no more.
What is that, like Eeyore? I definitely thought that I could try.
Right.
What an awful attempt that was, because Buzz is pretty heavy.
He has some girth to him.
He's definitely a heavy
One
toy.
could say he looks like a fat airplane.
Some would say that.
Not us.
No. But I remember off the second floor, of my house, I was like, here we go. And then I just...
Wait, what?
What?
To the second floor of your house? Oh, sorry. For some reason, I thought you were through him out a window.
No, I was just... if you've been to my grandparents' house, right there, we were on the second floor. And I was like, all right, I'm looking downstairs, just down the stairs. And I'm like, here we go, Buzz. Fly home. And I just... And not even he got any elevation or any, trajectory. It was just right all the way down.
Just straight nosedive, eh?
And you could just hear the crack on the ground. I'm pretty sure I cracked the tile that was on there, too.
Oh, my God.
It was bad.
It was bad, eh?
Oh, man.
Did he turn into Mrs. Nesbitt after?
He did turn into Mrs. Nesbitt after.
Wow.
And the movie really does a great job of just showing his arm come off, but no, this Buzz was dead.
He was done, eh?
Yeah, he was gone. But whatever. That's life.
Toy Story 2 comes out. The toys are back in town.
Toys are back in town.
It's crazy because when you think of where Tom Hanks obviously has been a huge name forever, but Tim Allen at this point as well too, firing on all cylinders with movies. The Santa Claus, Home Improvements,
Jungle.
Yeah.
Mimisiku, bro.
Mimisiku.
Can't forget about BBC.
Great movie. I love that movie. I don't know why.
So do I.
Yeah, like Tim Allen's firing on all cylinders, doing so many Disney movies. Did you see that there's a piece of trivia about this movie that they actually lost the movie? Did you hear about that? That they, from their internal like backup of it, they lost it, and it was only
sounds familiar.
Only because like an employee had it backed up that they were able to recover everything. But apparently they would have lost like 2 months of work on it, which if you know anything about animation, that's hundreds and hundreds of hours of manpower. Right?
And they've come so far when we talk about Pixar animation. They've done so much for the world of animation. Like now, and it's sad. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I miss hand-drawn animation a lot.
For sure.
I love that feeling. And I remember one of the last films that I saw hand-drawn animation was The Princess and the Frog.
Yep, that was the last time Disney did it as well, right?
Yeah, and it was just so great to see because there was a huge hype around it. I mean, John and Ron from the Aladdin and Little Mermaid, they came back to direct that film as well because they were the creators behind it, and it was a good movie. I mean, I didn't watch it over and over again or anything like that, but I remember just sitting in the theater and being like, it's so great to see hand-drawn animation again.
And that's the thing. Pixar changed things for the better and for worse, right? Like in terms of like, nobody releases 2D or like hand-drawn movies unless you're like Studio Ghibli, or it's a very like
very niche.
It's a very niche thing, right? And we've saw like what DreamWorks has become and what Sony Animation has become. Like we're seeing like these crazy animated
stop motion
movies because of the groundwork that Pixar laid down, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Toy Story 3?
I love it. It's my favorite Toy Story film.
Really? I was actually, so this is good that you brought this up. So I threw out a poll.
You did?
On the Ye Olde Instagram.
Oh. How'd it go?
So I asked the fine folks on Instagram, where does your allegiance lie, pretty much, on which Toy Story movie is your favorite?
Yeah.
And the majority chose Toy Story 1.
Yeah.
What do you think came in second?
Toy Story 3?
No.
Oh.
Toy Story 2.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
What came in third?
Can't choose. Yeah. And then Toy Story 3 came in fourth place.
That's upsetting to me. But like, I guess because I'm biased, I like Toy Story 3. But the same question was asked on Twitter as well.
Right.
And Toy Story 3 is number 2.
Oh, what was number 1?
Toy Story 1.
Okay, makes sense.
And Toy Story 2 is number 3.
Interesting.
And Can't Choose is a solid 4.
Okay.
So, different people, different platforms, they like the different things.
For sure.
But I love Toy Story 3 the most because I think that for a film to be in its third cycle, to literally hit it out of the park. When I say that, I mean like when that incinerator scene started happening, as much as I knew that the toys would be okay, or at least the furthest point back in my mind, I thought the toys would be okay, I still didn't know what was going to happen.
That is, to this day, the hardest I've ever cried in a movie theater.
100%.
I remember that's when Real D was like really popular too. So I had like the Real 3D glasses.
Oh yes.
Real 3D.
Yeah.
And I wore them. My dad and I went to go watch this movie, and we both wore our glasses. Leaving the theater, getting into the car, on the car ride home, because we were just, not that we were embarrassed to cry in front of one another. We were just like, I think leaving the theater, we kept them on, but like, we were just so struck about what we saw, because one, the incinerator scene, but the scene of Andy passing the toys to Bonnie, like I'm literally getting chills right now.
I'm getting ready to cry right now, actually. Why do you bring this up?
It's just, a movie hasn't done that to me before.
No.
And it's so special when you think of how attached you could become to these characters, and thinking about like having to pass that along to somebody else. It's like Andy is like synonymous with Toy Story, right? But yeah, ouch.
Do you think he makes a comeback in Toy Story 4?
Well, we saw him in the trailer. I think we'll see him in maybe flashbacks.
But I mean like as in like new
as a character,
as Andy, not old Andy.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I almost don't want to see him because I don't feel like we need to see his story, right?
The story like almost doesn't call for it. But again, we don't even know the story.
Do you have a favorite character from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Woody.
Gotcha. I thought you were going to go with the Office jokes. Like, yeah, Andy's mom, because without him, there's no movie. That was Michael Scott who said that. I'm sorry. Woody for me as well.
I'm so upset right now looking at you.
Yeah, I got Woody as well.
I would say Woody definitely is up there. I love Rex as well. Rex makes me laugh a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't handle confrontations.
He's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, it's a series for me that it stuck with me so well. It changed the game of animation.
Yeah.
Outside of a Pixar animated film, what would you say is your next favorite computer animated film?
Does like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse count?
Sure. Well, actually, that's.
I'm not gonna say that one, but I think looking at early 2000s, I think Shrek and Shrek 2.
That's definitely for me.
Were just so incredible at, again, their animation was nowhere near Pixar then. Like watching the first Shrek and Shrek 2, like it looks rough. I think it looks more rough than Toy Story 1 does.
Yeah, it does.
But especially Shrek 1 and 2, they just nailed it.
Yeah. Shrek 1 to me is still one of my favorite films too. It makes me laugh a lot and it still holds up. I think it's a great film.
Do you have how about a favorite quote from Toy Story?
I'm on the spot here.
I'm throwing you on the spot, Jay.
There's a it's a very odd quote.
Yeah. Mine's an odd one too.
Is it? Okay, so mine is can I get the bonding strip okay, I don't want to butcher the quote. But anyways, the Buzz is asking for tape basically. Right. And I want to actually make sure I say the line exactly like it is. He calls it unidirectional bonding strip.
Right.
And he's like, can I get some more unidirectional bonding strip? And he turns around and like, Mr. Lightyear wants more tape. To me, it just kills me.
The delivery of lines and it's so good.
You guys are still using fossil fuels, or you guys discovered crystallic fusion?
It's so funny. You could just tell the wit and sly humor is there for like Joss Whedon and everyone who's involved writing that.
Which is also so weird.
It's crazy.
That he was a screenplay writer. Yeah. What's yours?
I don't know why. I don't know why this quote kills me. This is from Toy Story 1 because obviously it's so hard to choose a quote from a movie. But again, this is another Buzz quote. But when Woody and Buzz are in Sid's house and Sid's like performing surgery on,
I don't think that man's
ever been to medical school.
Also kills me.
It just destroys me every time. It's so good. I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
I've set my lasers from stun to kill. Great, you're using lightning bolt.
Yeah, and like Woody, the way Woody is in Toy Story 1, especially where he's just so dry, the humor like against what Buzz is, and it works so well. It shouldn't work that well.
Yeah.
How about this one? Last one. I'm not going to choose your favorite.
Okay.
But which one is the most rewatchable for you? Because as much you said 3,
Toy Story 1, I think.
But is 3 something that you could watch consistently?
It's funny you say this because in all the Toy Story films, as much as I have watched them, I'd say in the past few years, I haven't been watching that as much.
Right.
Like you even said it yourself, like Toy Story 2, probably haven't watched in 3 or 4 years, maybe even more for all we know.
Yep.
Really, like it's not one that I remember watching too recently, but I don't miss a single beat when I watch them.
No, and we're quoting it along, and you even remember like the tonality of how they said it, the exact way they deliver it. Like
exactly.
The
timing
is
perfect.
That's burnt in our memories.
And that's
right?
only because we've burned through those cassettes, right? When I watched Toy Story 2 last night with you again, it felt like the easier watch.
Yeah, Toy Story 2, I think, for me, is the easiest watch.
The easiest of the watches.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3, because the whole incinerator scene,
it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
And Toy Story 1, there's so many moments where you really start to feel like Woody's the asshole in the film. So it really makes you upset. But I know which one I've watched the most, which is Toy Story 1.
Easily.
I've watched that the most for sure. Yeah. And then the rest literally just follow. Even as an adult, I've watched Toy Story 3 a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you trying to pull? Nothing.
Yeah, it's so hard to talk. It's so hard to put our love of this franchise, I think, into words sometimes. And now we're at Toy Story 4. We've been not that we've been super vocal about it, but we've been cautiously optimistic for it. I think it's safe to say. And now we're just mere days away from it. It's getting great reviews, which makes me go into it a lot easier. I just hope that it could stand on the mantle next to the rest of them.
I agree.
That's my biggest. I know it's a big ask, but if anyone's proven to be able to deliver that, it's Pixar.
Yeah, and I mean, with the whole cast coming back, with even Bo Peep coming back too, huge miss from Toy Story 3
for sure.
I'm super excited, and as hard as it was to see Andy give it to Bonnie, a character that we don't know that well yet,
right?
But what I remember watching in Toy Story 3, before we even knew what Bonnie was going to be in the film, right from the beginning, I was like, oh, she seems like a really cute and cool kid. Like, I like her. Normally, when they start showing kids in movies, they're really annoying.
Yeah, and you could tell it was very subtle how they introduced her. It was never that she was like trying to take over.
No,
you know what I mean. It just felt right.
It felt natural.
It felt natural. Felt right. Fun fact: Bonnie looks exactly. I have a picture of my mom when she was that age. She looks exactly like Bonnie.
Well, I think the designers actually used your mother's.
It's really weird. It's a little strange. But yeah.
But I mean, we love Toy Story, and we can't wait to give you our thoughts on Toy Story 4.
Definitely this week.
And then I think next week Anthony's still gone. He's still in Los Angeles.
He's still gone.
Thank God.
He's gone. We don't need him, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he's listening to right now.
He doesn't listen to the show. He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't listen to the show.
I was gonna give an explicitive, but I don't think I want to.
We've gone so far without one.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, if you love Toy Story, which hopefully you do, and if you made it this far into the show, write in your favorite Pixar moment or quote or character, just like Gavi did this week with his favorite movie dad
or her. Do you know who Gavi is?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But Gavi, write in.
Assign them a gender.
Let us know who your favorite Pixar character or Toy Story character is, and we'd love to continue this conversation next week, because hopefully we'll be raving how much we love Toy Story 4.
Yeah, and if you have any, fan fiction stories of what happened to Andy's dad, let us know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let us know, and the best one will win
nothing.
We'll win nothing, just our love and amusement,
which is more than we can ever give.
Yeah, there's no monetary
minus
value to that
poster that we gave that one time.
Yeah,
which hopefully we'll be having more contests.
Yeah, definitely.
Soon. But thank you so much for listening. Again, you can catch us on all streaming platforms and youtube.com/thistimewith. You can check us out on there as well. We post a video of the podcast also. That was This Time with the Movie Podcast.
And we'll see you next.